The P-51 Mustang gets all the glory for winning the air war over Europe. Every documentary shows Mustangs escorting bombers to Berlin. Here's what they don't tell you. The P-47 Thunderbolt flew 423,000 sorties. The Mustang flew 213,000. The Thunderbolt dropped 132,000 tons of bombs. The Mustang dropped 6,000. Let me tell you what really won the air war. First, let's destroy the escort myth. Yes, Mustangs escorted bombers to Berlin starting March 1944. But by then, the Luftwaffe was already broken. In January 1944, before Mustangs arrived in force, Germany lost 307 fighters and 284 pilots. The Luftwaffe was bleeding out before the Mustang even showed up. What killed them? Thunderbolts flying relay escorts and Germans running out of fuel. Here's the brutal mathematics nobody discusses. Fuel, not fighters, killed the Luftwaffe. By late 1943, German pilots got 20 hours of flight training. Americans got 300. Why? Germany had no fuel for training. Their best pilots were dead. Replacements couldn't even land properly, much less dogfight. The Mustang arrived to fight an already crippled enemy. A captured Luftwaffe colonel admitted, "Your Mustangs were excellent, but irrelevant. We had no fuel to train, no fuel to fly. We'd take off with 20 minutes of fuel. Your fighters just had to wait for us to land." But here's where it gets interesting. The real air war winner? The B-24 Liberator. Not the B-17, not fighters. The ugly, unloved B-24. 18,400 built versus 12,700 B-17s. The B-24 carried more bombs, flew farther, and cost less. While Mustangs were escorting B-17s on glory missions to Berlin, B-24s were destroying oil refineries at Ploesti. No oil, no fuel, no Luftwaffe. Let's talk about what actually broke German fighter production. Operation Argument, February 1944, big week. 7 days of bombing German aircraft factories. Who did the damage? Thunderbolts and Lightnings flying ground attack. Mustangs were still arriving in theater. Thunderbolts destroyed more aircraft on the ground in 1 week than Mustangs destroyed in the air in 6 months. The numbers are staggering. Thunderbolts claimed 11,689 air-to-air victories and destroyed 9,000 enemy aircraft on the ground. Mustangs claimed 5,944 air victories and 3,000 enemy aircraft on the ground. The decisive Mustang scored half the victories of the obsolete Thunderbolt. Now for the infrastructure war. What really mattered? Thunderbolts specialized in bridge busting, train hunting, airfield attacks. They destroyed 86,000 railway cars, 9,000 locomotives, 68,000 trucks. Mustangs. They escorted bombers. That's it. While Mustangs protected bombers at 25,000 feet, Thunderbolts were at 50 feet destroying everything that moved. A Thunderbolt pilot from the 365th Fighter Group testified, "Mustang pilots got the glory for escort duty. We got shot at by every farmer with a rifle. But we stopped German supplies. Every destroyed train meant 50 tanks without fuel, 500 soldiers without ammunition." Here's the statistic that changes everything. The Luftwaffe lost 2,200 fighters in air combat from January to June 1944. They lost 4,800 to accidents, mechanical failure, and fuel exhaustion. More than twice as many German fighters died from non-combat causes. The air war wasn't won by shooting down fighters. It was won by destroying infrastructure. But perhaps the most overlooked winner: Soviet fighters on the Eastern Front. While 800 American fighters operated over Western Europe, 5,000 Soviet fighters attacked from the east. The Soviets destroyed 13,000 Luftwaffe aircraft. Americans claimed 8,000. The Mustang participated in maybe 2,000 of those. The air war was won in Russia, while Hollywood filmed in England. The mathematics of pilot attrition tells the real story. Germany started the war with 4,000 trained pilots. By December 1943, before Mustangs, they had 800. They lost 3,200 pilots when Thunderbolts dominated the skies. The Mustang inherited air superiority. It didn't create it. Let's examine the oil campaign, the actual war winner. Thunderbolts and B-24s attacked synthetic oil plants. German aviation fuel production dropped from 180,000 tons in April 1944 to 10,000 tons in September. Mustangs escorted the bombers, but bombers and attack fighters did the killing. By the time Berlin raids happened, Germany had no fuel anyway. Here's what really won the air war. American industrial capacity. 47,000 combat aircraft produced in 1944 alone. Germany built 25,000 the entire war. Britain built 24,000 Spitfires and Hurricanes. The Soviets built 36,000 fighters. The Mustang was just one small part of an overwhelming mathematical superiority. The final truth Hollywood ignores. The war was won by unsexy logistics. Transport planes delivered fuel. Thunderbolts destroyed infrastructure. B-24s eliminated oil production. Soviet fighters bled the Luftwaffe white. The Mustang was the last player to join a game already won. One fighter didn't win the air war. Mathematics won it. Production capacity won it. Pilot training programs won it. Oil refineries burning won it. The Mustang was photogenic, had great range, and arrived in time to claim credit for a victory earned by blood, industry, and arithmetic, not by any single aircraft.